Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, or the YouTube watching audience, I regret to inform you that I did have a video made last week for Jayhawks through time against Oklahoma. The only issue was that I did it in NCAA, well, there are like 6 issues. NCAA Football 06 did it on way too easy of a difficulty, so I won like 62-31, something like that. Wouldn't have been a very entertaining or realistic video. Also, 7-minute quarters, so the actual file ended up being like an hour and a half long, and I didn't have time to edit that down because it is the hardest part of the semester for me. I am a student, please remember that. And then, of course, this is the time of year when KU football is getting smashed every week, week in and week out, and I really just don't want to care. And yet this series ties me back to it today. The Jayhawks are taking on West Virginia in Morgantown. This is NCAA Football 99 for the PlayStation, the second in the NCAA Football franchise. I should actually rephrase that. Maybe not the second in the franchise. The franchise named NCAA Football, about the 6th or 7th in the EA Sports college football series that started with Bill Walsh College Football in, I think, 92. Regardless, this is the game we are choosing today. It is the first NCAA football game in polygons. West Virginia getting their field goal blocked there to start the game out. So we're starting off good. West Virginia is very good in this game. They're ranked 11th in the country. Probably their best aspect is their run offense. Of course, they're on defense now, and the run defense does a fairly good job as well there. It gets us stopped. And, of course, the sack there. We had a wide-open man over the middle, but it doesn't matter because the fumble's picked up, and oh, God, don't make me think about it. Don't make me think about it. Do not make... damn it.
Horrible throw, intercepted. Oh, my goodness, he's going to take it to the house.
Anyway, back to the virtual world where I'm relatively happy. We have kind of started to move the ball. I figured out one thing. In NCAA 2000, you really only can move the ball on the ground. In NCAA 2001, you can't move the ball at all because that game is irredeemable garbage. This game, however, you can pass and pass fairly well. I don't know what it is between the iterations of the series that changed the passing engine to the point where it's very usable and very fun to use in NCAA 99 and completely unusable in the future games. This game, though, is just, pretty fun to throw the ball around, and you can actually kind of sling it, which is cool. You can find an open man, or even, hell, in one-on-one coverage if you put it in the right spot. Generally, they'll make the catch, which is unheard of in later PlayStation games. Probably my biggest gripe with later PlayStation games. They did figure it out, I think, eventually with Madden 01 and 02. At half, it's 7-7, but the NCAA games just never really caught that on. All of these games, outside of 98, which will be next week's game against Iowa State, I don't think there's really a good NCAA football game in the bunch from EA. This thing is probably the closest to the fully featured, even though I think they're all playable still. They're just, outside of 2001, which is just massive garbage, and I never want to play it again. Anyway, I'm rambling here. We are moving the ball. Dear God, we are moving the ball with the Kansas Jayhawks offense, which is something I haven't been able to say, I think, in weeks. Or at least since Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State was a decent performance. Quarterback here gets into the end zone on a scramble, looking like Ryan Willis, who's no longer the quarterback of the Jayhawks. It's actually Montel Cozart, who will be starting this weekend. I think you could put goddamn Joe Montana out there. Well, maybe not Joe Montana. You could put somebody good out there for KU, and they probably wouldn't win this weekend. Or I rephrase that. If we had a good quarterback, I think KU would be a lot more competitive. We don't have one solid, really good quarterback though, so we're just going to be kind of spinning our wheels here for a second. Defense there, if you look at the way that West Virginia is running the ball, actually made me remember the Ohio game from week 2 when Ohio could just do no wrong in the running game. And I think that's what every team that plays KU has got to realize, is that you could only really run on this defense. The pass defense is actually a little bit too good to just pass on. So that's how Oklahoma was able to destroy KU last weekend. We do wonder how West Virginia, which is a primarily passing team, is going to fare. We did get the ball back after West Virginia tied. We got sacked there, though. They don't get to the end zone because the running back just kind of puts himself out of bounds. Doesn't matter. Next play, though, he's just trying to pad his stats or something, trying to get more touches for the NFL scouts or something like that. I don't know. We got 4 plays to move the ball down the field. We've got time. We could tie it up, but we overthrow it there. Then here, I'd make a bad decision. I had the player marked as X. If I had thrown it to him, that probably would have been a completion over the middle. Didn't happen. We go over the middle there to an open man who drops it, or really it just kind of hits him in the back. So that's, unfortunate. Probably the receiver's fault. Whatever. Hits that guy in the hands. Doesn't matter. incomplete. 21-14 is the end game score. This was a fast game, but surprisingly, I enjoyed it. Recommend NCAA Football 99 a whole lot more after I played this game than I did before I did. I always came into this game with the sort of idea that this was a very bad game. I don't think it is anymore. I think I kind of figured out how to play it. But that's just the way this game goes. And to make a prediction for tonight at 6 p.m., I think it's on like Fox Sports 1 or something like that. I don't think I'm going to watch. KU's just going to get smashed, I bet. Or what would be worse would be the fact, I don't know that West Virginia could really run the ball well. So it could be something like that, but I don't know. It could be a factor of what KU has a decent pass defense, West Virginia has a good pass offense, so it could be a fun defensive match to watch there. I think the issue is that KU's offense just is going to spin its wheels again, really not go anywhere. They've scored an innumerably small number, well, actually a very numerably small number of points on the road this year, something like, God, maybe 24 in total. It's been downright embarrassing. I don't know that there's been a game where they scored more than 2 touchdowns on the road. So it kind of sucks trying to watch KU football this year, but you know what? That's how it goes every year. Thank you guys for watching this. Again, sorry about last week. Next week's going to be Iowa State's, which will be a much better game, hopefully, for KU, and a very good game. I already have the game recorded, and it is going to be fun to watch. Thank you guys for sticking around, watching this, and I will see you next week. Thank you. Again, I think it's the 5th time I've thanked you.